Welcome to Tanaka's Old Fest 2019. First edition. First thing you do is look at this table of historical wafers. If you're not a scrub like all the others, you have to pay attention to every detail, especially the last one. But if you are a scrub and you don't need that one extra minute, you can disregard the third table. Keep in mind that you're gonna need a single fleet with 5 destroyer and 1 light cruiser for E-1. A combined fleet with about 4 destroyer and 1 light cruiser for E-2, and also an unrelated single fleet for that, and a combined fleet for E-3. For E-1 and E-2 both, you can choose hard, since it's easy enough that even I did it. E-1 has a transport phase in the beginning, where you can only use 4 destroyer with 1 cruiser. E-1 is not a submarine map, which is fucking heresy, the so I don't get my dose of. You equip all the destroyer with Daihatsus and drums, and use the spoon formation for surface nodes and line abreast formation for submarine node until you reach the boss, where you use line ahead. After the transport phase is done with, you ditch all the transport equipment, add a 5th destroyer waifu, and equip everyone for serious fighting. Keep in mind that you need to have 5 surface radars equipped, and the radars have to be surface, although the American air radar counts, and the flagship has to have a radar. So if you don't put radar on your cruiser, set destroyer as flagship. On this map, the radar thing isn't a problem, but it will be later. Now you know how to complete a very easy map. Go and do loot things to the cream puff princess.
よし、艦隊、この長門に続け。
改装されたユラ、甘く見ないで。提督さん、行きますね。手応え始めます。緊張隠すから。どうしよう。ダメなのよ。大丈夫だから。かすみ姉さん、あがれもやっちゃうからね。頑張る。もちろん、あげあげに参ります。よくね。右舷敵艦発見です。もうひどい子でもいいわ。少し涼しくてあら、まだやるの？いい感じ、いい感じ。緊張隠すからダメなのよ。もう負けないから。いいとこ見せようとしたのにやられちゃった。そっか、そうなら行ってきなさい。あなたも帰るの。ほら、暖かいね。あなたならきっと。 提督さん、おはようございます。朝潮型駆逐艦、峰雲、配置につきます。次の作戦海域の攻略が可能です。
There are 3 parts to E2. Part 1 is where you use trash wafers that aren't on the list, and preferably not even with to remodel, to save for later. You take 2 heavy cruiser, aircraft cruiser with 1 fighter, 1 light cruiser and 2 destroyer. You need 4 surface radar to avoid the fuck you nodes where enemy shoots at you and you can't shoot back. There's 3 surface node before the boss, so use the spoon some more. The enemy has no air anywhere. You have 2 air bases that you can drop on the boss. Use boss shelling support to make life easier.
Downvotes all of a sudden into the fold. It seems that his lewd dance on that statue was caught on video.
ミクムの立体的な航空砲雷撃戦始めますわ。私頑張るから見捨てないで。何よ、それで勝ったつもり？航空部隊の皆さん、お願いします。右舷の実弾を叩いて。失礼な方たちにご変装酸素魚雷アガノ型を軽順と侮らないで。私には誰も追いつけないよ。私を沈めたいなら魚雷5、6本くらい撃ち込まないとダメよ。だから島風からは逃げられないって。あなたってそうのね。悔しいよ。役立たずともにこの私が無念だ。こんな。いや、むしろ心が体もこれはそういうことなの？私は本当は。
The second part is where you get pissed off. You have to get to nodes A, L, and N, which are air raid, and get air superiority. You don't do this in one sortie, but to reach L, you need to pass a node with 2 battleship and ASW escorts, and to reach N, you need to pass another node with fucking Dysons and more ASW escorts. Each time you sortie, you set 1 node as a goal and put 2 air bases of fighters on it. Node A is easily reached by putting light carrier into your existing fleet. For Node L, you can keep using the same fleet or switch to all submarine fleet with seaplane fighter, and you will need range 5-4 fighters. Definitely use submarines for Node N, since you'll need to pass an air raid node without air base support. You'll need range 7-4 fighters here. You'll also need to get a good base defense against air raid, so after you're done with all 3 nodes, put both their bases to intercept, and do one more sortie. Use node support all the way to make life easier. When using surface fleet, use spoon formation on surface nodes. With submarine, I found that it's better to use line ahead. The third part is a combined fleet operation. You use surface task force, and it goes through the same battleship nodes and air raid nodes that you were banging your head against just now. Before that, there's a torpedo boat node in front, where you use the first combined formation. The boss is weak, but you'll get ulted by the fucking Dysons many times. You may use air base bomber to soften up the fucking Dysons, but I prefer to drop everything on the boss. I use 1 best fighter, a flying boat and 2 bomber in each. For your combined fleet, you make squadron 1 from 2 battleship and 4 cruiser, and 2 of those should be aircraft cruiser with all your seaplane fighter. I used 5 of these. If you got Nelson from last event, put her as flagship, and put the second battleship as slot 3, and a heavy cruiser as slot 5 to use special Pingus attack against the boss. You'll need to use formation 2 in that case. If you also have Nagato, it's recommended to save her for map 3. Put your second fleet together from the waifus that are on the list. You will need to have 7 surface radar for this part, including 1 on flagship, which means Nelson. Now you know how to employ Nelson Pingus. Go now, and get more Hax's American turret.
いらっしゃい。歓迎するわね。
潮ひねりで黙らせてやりますわ。逃さんぞ。シュート。ひゃー、私頑張るから見捨てないで。お姉様譲りの装備をこんなに。今日次は直撃させる。サミダレを集めてハヤシって場所だっけ。直撃かよ。冗談じゃないよ。生まれ変わったマヤ様の本当の力、思い知れ。1番2番行くぞ。もう一撃だ。手法正射発明。この航空甲板汚さないでいただきたいですわ。サミダレを集めてハヤシって場所だって。しっかり狙え。殺されてえか。
お前らの指揮官は無能だな。
魚雷も始発装填済みです。これからです。過去は大丈夫。
砲撃を集中だ。
無駄だね。
けー、
お子様言うな。狙って。
ちょっとばかし涼しくなったぜ。
断傷と照射突撃します。私に続いて。魚雷の自発装填済みです。これからです。さすがにこれは恥ずかしいな。お子様言うな。
フルタか見てくれてた。
何度でも水底に落ちていくがいい。
次の作戦海域の攻略が可能です。